The moment of awakening rarely arrives like lightning. It is not loud, not dramatic. It does not change your whole life. Overnight, it comes quietly, on a morning, when you wake up and no longer want to lie to yourself, in a long silence, when you finally realize that what you're trying to hold on to is no longer love. It is habit, no longer hope, only regret, no longer responsibility, only fear, wearing the mask of responsibility. And in that very moment, an inner door begins to open. Not a door that leads to perfect answers, but a door that leads to truth. That many times, what keeps us trapped is not the circumstance, but the way we keep looking at it. We think we cannot let go because we still love. But if we look deeper, perhaps what keeps us there is not love. It is the fear of losing what feels familiar. We think we cannot leave yet because it is not time. But if we look deeper, perhaps not yet is only a way of postponing a decision our heart has known for a long time. We think that if we let go, we will feel empty. But the truth is this: it is because we are holding too many things that no longer fit, that our soul has no room left to live. Transformation always begins with one honest look. No declaración, no excuses, no more repeating old stories to protect old wounds. Only simply seeing, I am tired, I am unhappy, I am in a place that no longer nourishes the deepest part of who I am. And I cannot keep betraying that feeling just to make everything look fine from the outside. This is where many people grow afraid, because once you wake up, you can never fully return to the old way of living again. You may still remain there for a while longer, still do the same things for a few more days, still stay silent a few more times, but inside, you already know. And once you know, your soul will no longer allow you to sleep peacefully inside falsehood. That is when transformation begins, not through one grand decision, but through small changes. They're deeply real. You stop holding on to conversations that only you are trying to save. You stop chasing validation from people who never truly saw your worth. You stop over-explaining what your heart has already made clear. You stop forcing yourself to stay in places where your presence has become only a function and no longer a life. Letting go is not always leaving immediately. Sometimes it begins by no longer lying to yourself, no longer painting over cracks, no longer calling prolonged loneliness peace, no longer calling endless endurance maturity, no longer calling the disappearance of yourself sacrifice. Real transformation is not about what you leave behind. It is about how deeply you return to yourself. Can you be honest about your pain? Can you admit that there are things you are holding on to, not because they are still right, but because you are afraid? Can you choose peace instead of continuing to prove something? Can you let one chapter end without needing to hate it? Because maturity is not cutting off all feeling. Maturity is understanding that you can love something deeply and still let it go. You can grieve, you can ache, you can remember, but not because of that continue allowing it to drag you under. That is the difference between attachment and love. Attachment says, stay so that I can still feel safe. Love says, if this is no longer right, I accept it. And when a person reaches that place, they do not become cold. They become free, no longer living by reaction, no longer choosing panic, no longer using the rest of their life to drag what has already ended. They begin to feel lighter, not because life became less heavy, but because finally they were willing to put down what no longer belonged to them.